Right, hi guys and welcome back to another video. So with me today, you will all know him as the world's craziest tall Russian, is Rusky Weldfab. So if you haven't checked it out yet, we have recently finished making this carbon splitter using the Kevlar King and his skills. So today we are doing a little bit of a Q&A. So if you want to see me answering Ilya's questions, get yourself over to Rusky Weldfab now. And if you want to see Ilya asking a couple of questions from me...
They're here already.
Watch on. So, question one. What's your favourite track in the UK?
Oh, easy. Cadwell Park. For a long time, Bedford used to be my favorite because I think I've covered it before. Yes, it's flat. Yes, it can be boring, but it was the closest one to here. And it's a perfect training ground, and there's so many different lines, so there's, you know, you can just practice and practice. But when we went to Cadwell 2 years ago, first time, it was just, wow. It's that bit in between the trees and stuff. It's just mini Nürburgring, we called it.
Yeah, it blows you away.
Easily.
I went to Cadwell last year with you when you first came in the car, and it is, yeah, why have I not been there for the last 10 years? It's the most ridiculous place. Yeah. Is there a similar circuit racing and kind of track day scene in Russia as we have in the UK?
Yes, sort of.
So we exist in our own bubble and we know what we have and we don't...
Yeah.
Everything's different if you go to different countries.
They do track days. I mean, I can just sort of go on along answering this question, but they do track days, but they're all sessioned. They don't have it like we do, you know, full day open pit and do whatever you want. They're all sessioned, 15 minutes a session. You can just buy one session, 2 sessions, and usually it's for kind of rich people, because I mean, people don't just sort of build cars like we do and just go race them. It's usually for people who can afford to buy M cars, or, you know, Mercedes or Porsches and stuff, and they sort of do them. You can hire them, but that's a lot of money. There is a lot of racing done, sort of sprints, time attack, all of that, but what is really, really huge in Russia is drifting.
Right, so if you have tuned in from Ilya's channel, you'll see that he asked me this one. Who would you most like to punch in the face?
It has to be Shmi. I have nothing against the guy. There's a few videos, I have to admit, when he's a clever guy and stuff, but it's the beginning with you. Hi guys, I'm Shmi. I don't know, it's just these first 5 seconds. I'm sorry, mate. I just want to punch you in the face. Here, I said it. But you bought a Clio, so right. If you want a roof, you did comment actually when I said roof, so if you want a roof, I'm more than happy to change my mind about punching you.
Right, so this is slightly different. I have some quick fire questions from my wife for you, because she actually watches more of Ilya's videos than mine, because she knows what's going on in my life.
Something for the ladies.
She doesn't need to watch them. But this first one, you can answer this. I already know where we're going. Are you ever going to do time attack properly? Deathly silence. That's a reference to...
I see what you've done there. Yes, this season I'm actually doing it properly. I'm registered for a full season. I'm in Club Pro 2VD, providing the car is fully completed and ready for it. But yeah, this season is sort of, I'm applying for proper race license, and I'm doing it by the book.
How does Tammy put up with you spending so much time on car stuff?
I must be really good in bed.
Must be. There you go.
I'm lying, obviously. I don't know. It's. She's an angel. Honestly,
it's about finding a balance.
It's difficult to find your second partner, or a partner who will really fully accept you for what you are and what you do. She knows that I'm not gonna stop doing it, and she knows that if the question kind of arose that it's me or the racing, it would be a tough one to answer. It's not going to be, yes, honey, it's you. You know, I would be fighting to keep both. You know what I mean? I do try to balance it as much as possible, and sometimes to her it's not apparent, but I am doing, even if I find 5 minutes of spare time, you know, instead of checking another message on Facebook or whatever, I would literally go inside the house and see them, even if it's for 5 minutes, just so I'm like, I'm there. But it's difficult to find a balance.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
You found your right fit. Is there anything you've made for your house out of Kevlar? Because that could be some cool ornaments.
No, not yet.
No?
I haven't done anything. everyone's been joking like, oh, you're making this, are you making that? I did think about a lot of things, but as Nick might tell you, it takes a long time. It's not a 5 minutes sort of like just slap some carbon on and you got it. Because it takes such a long time, and I've been only doing it for a year, and I have a whole car I need to cover. I didn't really have time to sort of do anything on the side. I definitely will. I am planning to do a few little bits and pieces, but nothing so far.
You might know that we obviously have a Rainbird at Team Prawn Racing, bit of a sounding board, bit of a kind of genius in the background that helps out. You never met him? No, you haven't, have you?
He never came to
He's like you. He's got 2 young kids. It's, you know, time is
we time is
of the extreme.
On socials, but
do you have a Rainbird? Rob that I've met.
Rob, he's Bob the Builder. I mean, because obviously your Rainbird does a bit of filming for you.
Yeah.
Does editing and all round helps you.
General voice of reason, yeah.
Yeah, Rob. Oh my God, that voice of reason. Sometimes I just want to punch him in the face more than me, because I'm like, I ask him something and then I'm like getting the opposite. And you would think, you know, you ask a car guy, your mate, like, and you would think he would be like, yeah, totally do it. He'd be like, no. And you're like, that was a great idea. So I'm like, why did I even ask him? He goes on to this like explanation why it's a bad idea, and it clicks, and you're like, maybe he's right, and you're like, no, but I want it. Yeah, he does occasional filming for me. Obviously, when he's around, he loves track days. I mean, he's been to most time attack events. Yeah, I mean, without him, honestly. This thing would be difficult to build, because he did help me a lot, even though I still consider 99% build DIY build. It's always nice to have a mate who can sort of just help you, even with presence or advice or whatever. So
nothing happens without support, does it? I met Rob on Saturday. He's a nice chap. Cheers, Rob. Audi or Clio?
Ooh.
Should clarify that's Vinnie, the RS4.
I don't know. I love that thing. It's because I had an A4 before for 7 years. It was same shape, Avant B7, 2-liter turbo engine, and I modified it, and it was like 300 horse, really, really fast. But every time I would see an RS4, I was like, I want and then when an opportunity arose and I bought an RS4, it's V8, naturally aspirated, 4-wheel drive, 6-speed manual. They don't make them like that. They will never make them like that, and it's not the fastest car by all means on the road. It can still be fast enough, you know, to have fun on the track or on the streets. But it's extremely practical. It's such a timeless design. It's like it's 2006, so it's 16 years old, and it still looks like
they have aged well.
Yeah,
they've aged really well.
It would have to be an RS4. With the Clio, I don't care what to chop, what to do with it. I'm like, yeah, right. Let's take the grinder out. Vinnie is a bit more like, you know, he will stay with me forever. Because I realize, as much as I love Clio, I will tinker with it. At a certain point, I will be like, right, I squeezed everything I could out of it. I'm not as attached to it as Vinnie. Vinnie is my boy, Vinnie.
Clio or Lada?
Oh man, I don't know. Again, Lada, because I had one when I was really young. It was 2002, and I had one for a couple of years, and I used to drag racing and just hooning with it in the snow and everything. But the Clio, I don't know. Okay, right now I'm gonna say Clio, because it's kind of built, I know what it's capable of, and I spent so much time on it. But because I bought a Lada, and I'm bringing it here, and it's going to be a crazy build, guys. Honestly, go to my just subscribe. It's unmissable. I might change my mind, because if it goes well, that thing is just gonna be like walk all over Clio, hands down.
Right. What else have we got? Ooh, green or orange? I think that's a Team Prawn kind of versus. Maybe that's a track battle we need to film.
In all honesty, you know, you would laugh. I would probably say, I mean, I used to hate green. When we were planning to do the color scheme of the Clio, the two main sort of choices were the orange or the green. And probably the reason why we didn't go with orange is because your car is all orange, and I was already watching your channel. Cool. So it was probably like, right, let's just stick with the green. But it's tough. I love orange.
Good answer.
Especially the one that you're using. It's sort of a clean, sort of almost...
Good answer. I like that one. Yeah. Vodka or beer?
I don't drink. I know. Russian who doesn't drink. It's different. I would say beer, because when I used to drink, for me it was beer. I was a huge beer man, and even now I still drink alcohol-free beer. But vodka definitely has a special place in my heart. Me and my wife actually, years and years ago, we went to vodka university. Believe me, such thing exists. It's like a 5-hour course, and you end up trying 40 different types of vodka, like really small amounts, but still got wasted. But yeah, definitely beer. I love myself a good beer.
I love beer. Beer's a sociable drink, isn't it? End of a tough day, you sit down with your mates, have a couple of beers.
Exactly. Imagine in the pub sitting for 3-4 hours, chatting,
drinking little thimbles of vodka. You wouldn't, would you? You'd be done.
Obviously, you can just sort of substitute a couple of beers with vodka to make it even a better sort of night out. But yeah, it's a beer, a long drink.
Back to slightly more technical stuff. So, Clio, you are on 15-inch wheels.
Yes.
Do you ever think, with your crazy kind of goal of loads of power, loads of aero, would you ever go bigger wheels, redesign suspension to try and get even more rubber in to put you on par with a tyre size for other cars with similar power?
It's a plan for the future, because obviously, depending on how I will compete in time attack for this season when Club Pro, the plan was always going to the extreme and just sort of make it even more extreme, more power and everything.
I've never seen a Clio on anything bigger than, I think, 16 speed lines they came with?
Yeah,
something?
16 is standard. What I can do is go for, obviously not 17 or 18, I mean, it will be too difficult, but 16 it's possible, and there is a lot of used slicks, 265 used slick.
In 16-inch?
Yeah, 16-inch, and the height is 306 or something, so it's not much higher than this one. So effectively, I won't even have to do much with the suspension. Suspension will pretty much stay the same, obviously tweaking and all that corner weighting and stuff. But it would just need to be, arches would need to be redone and slightly trimmed because of the turn radius and stuff. But it is possibility, and maybe a year or so I will upgrade to 16s. But so far, 245 at the front, 225 on the rear. Considering the weight under a ton, it should give me enough grip to be competitive.
Cool. Subject to results in time attack this year, would you ever consider a bigger turbo, like we've recently gone from a 550 up to a 660?
Yeah, I guess. I'm just worried. I mean, Clio engines are not known for being extremely reliable.
Because you were adamant at sticking with the 172 engine rather than putting in like a Megane swap, weren't you?
Yeah, because obviously I'm building the fastest, and in my rule book, the fastest Renault with a standard Renault engine. Yes, turbo is allowed, everything else is allowed. I mean, of course the engine is not
with the original block,
but it's not an engine swap, because I could obviously, put in a less 1000 horse and then, but that's not really a Clio, so on this engine I am worried that anything above what I have now, above 450, is going to be reliable. So it's almost pointless to put a bigger turbo, because it's a front wheel drive car. I mean, I said it before, I'm struggling to put all this power down. I mean, why would I go for more, considering the width of my wheels? When we do go for the wider wheels, maybe 660 would be a good option. Or if I actually decide to, when I achieve the goal of building the fastest and I decide to go for K20 or K20.
K-Series, the world.
They are brilliant engines, aren't they? Then 660, 500, 600 horse, something like that, something ridiculous. But the car is too fast for my ability at this stage anyways. I need to learn how to drive it fast anyways first, before even considering bigger turbos.
You do pull some pretty awesome faces when you're on it though. Check out some of the in-cars. When it's full on it, the faces are like, oh my god!
Hold on! Yeah.
No, they're pretty incredible.
Well, the end goal was always building the fastest. So the fastest Renault Clio in this country, in UK, using standard, although modified, Renault engine in it. Fastest around any UK truck time-wise. And obviously, in order to achieve that, I need to do official series, and because the car just cost me way too much time, money, and blood, sweat, and tears, I'm just too scared to do any door-to-door racing with it like Nick does in Thunder Saloons. So the only option was time attack, and once I can actually prove that the car is faster than any other Renault, then I can almost be like, right,
call it down.
Let's put a K20. I mean, let's rip the rule book out.
Rip the rule book. I like that you've
Ladder.
set your own rule book, but you've been absolutely rigid. Even though you made up the rule you were kind of aiming for, you've been absolutely rigid. This is it. We're not going to deviate. And a lot of people do say that a time doesn't count until it's on TSL on an official timesheet, because that cannot be disputed. You can't go, oh, but I had old tyres, I had this, I had that. It's there. It's on paper. It's there forever.
Also, we're not allowed to time on track days.
Exactly.
I mean, I know that pretty much everyone sort of does it anyways for their own reference or whatever, but there's no, you just can't officially compare them to anybody, so it has to be TSL, official sort of timer.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Well, I think this has been really good fun. If you want to see my answers to Ilya's questions, then please go and check that out over on Ilya's channel. That's Rusky Weldfab.
Links in the description.
Link in description. See which one of us is pointing to where it's going to be.
It's going to be
Somewhere.
right here.
Right here, right down below. I often try and point to stuff, and I'm like, I'm going to put a link in the top corner, and then it appears somewhere.
The top corner will be there, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
It depends.
I've not got pointing yet. Anyway, I'm doing my standard ramble. Hope you guys have enjoyed that one. Have fun, and I will see you soon.
Brilliant.
Oh, man.